not surprisingly, these uh, victims of child abuse as adults felt a lack of having positive role models. And so they had mental health problems, which we discussed a little earlier, right? And they have poor relationship skills, which made relationships challenging. So the other partner could be very loving and caring and sometimes rescuing, and the adult child from an alienating system will test the relationship, will initiate arguments, will say, "How could you possibly love me? My parents didn't love me. Why are you so nice to me?" Trusting, saying, feeling, um, testing that attachment, testing that bonding, testing that commitment. Um, the trauma of alienation also impacts on learning and development, which is not a surprise because if you're going through that while your brain is forming, it's going to, what I call hardwire certain reactions and certain expectations of your life experience, um, based on the experience that you're going through at the time of that development. So if you're in a loving, wholesome family where you're supported, where your parents allow you to take minor risks, where your parents help you build confidence, you become more independent. You become an independent, healthy adult. Conversely, if you're not, you have difficulties with learning and development. You have difficulties becoming an independent adult, and oftentimes you'll develop neuroses or even personality disorders in order to compensate. So, in terms of learning and development, Dr. Mehta found that two sub-themes really emerged. One was identity, and one was education and employment. Let me talk to you a little bit more about the identity issue. After being told that the targeted parent was bad, of course, by the alienating parent and perhaps some of his or her family members, um, the children were conscious of the ways in which they were like the targeted parent and felt shame about it. So their identity developed with identification with the targeted parent in a lot of ways. And so their identity suffered as a result. Now you'll notice while I'm talking to you and sharing this information, I say that the alienating parent could be a he or a she, and the targeted parent could be a he or a she. And that's because while a lot of the literature features fathers as the narcissistic personality who alienates, and the mother as the uh, more passive, histrionic, codependent person who is targeted. Um, in my own practice, I've found that it can go either way, and that sometimes the alienating parent is the mother, and that creates even more complications for the child because a mother figure is supposed to be what? Nurturant, loving, caring, supportive, but here she is acting frightened, paranoid, angry, anxious, alleging that the targeted parent, in this case the father, is worthless, is no good, beats her up, mistreats her, and so on and so forth. So it can go either way, and I'm not going to say in my own practice. I would say it's been about 50-50, quite honestly. Um,